Have you ever wondered what would happen if you took a different path in life? What if every decision you've ever made has created an alternate universe? Welcome to the realm of parallel universes, a concept that has fascinated scientists, philosophers, and storytellers for centuries. Imagine for a moment a universe where you pursued a different career, or another where you moved to a different city. These aren't just flights of fancy, but possibilities considered under a scientific theory known as the many worlds theory. This idea, an offshoot of quantum mechanics, suggests that with every decision you make, the universe splits into multiple versions, each following a different outcome. So, in one world, you might have had cereal for breakfast, while in another, you opted for toast. The possibilities are as limitless as your choices. The roots of the many worlds theory trace back to the mid-20th century, to the work of an ambitious young physicist named Hugh Everett. While grappling with the strange and counterintuitive nature of quantum mechanics, Everett proposed an audacious solution. Instead of one world where particles existed in multiple states at once, he suggested that for each possible state there existed a separate, parallel world. Everett's idea was met with skepticism and even outright dismissal by many of his peers. Yet it has persisted, capturing imaginations and sparking debates in scientific and philosophical circles alike. Today, the many worlds theory stands as one of the most intriguing interpretations of quantum mechanics, offering a radical vision of a multiverse teeming with infinite possibilities. But what does this mean for us? If this theory holds true, it fundamentally changes our understanding of reality and our place in it. Each choice we make doesn't just alter our path, it births a new universe. We are not just inhabitants of one reality, but creators of countless others. So the next time you're faced with a decision, remember, somewhere out there, in the vast expanse of the multiverse, all your choices exist. And with that, we delve deeper into the question of many worlds. So, what exactly is the many worlds theory? Let's break it down. In essence, the many worlds theory, also known as the multiverse theory, is a hypothesis in quantum mechanics suggesting that there are potentially infinite parallel universes, including the one we inhabit. Imagine a vast library, with every book representing a different universe. Each book tells a unique story, but all of them exist simultaneously in the same library. This theory was first proposed by physicist Hugh Everett in the 1950s. He suggested that instead of wave function collapse leading to a single outcome, all possible outcomes of quantum measurements are realized in some world or universe. To simplify, let's consider flipping a coin. In our everyday experience, the coin will land either heads or tails. But according to the many worlds theory, when the coin is flipped, the universe splits into two. In one universe, the coin lands heads. In the other, it lands tails. Each outcome exists in a separate universe, creating a branching tree of realities. Now let's take this a step further. Imagine every decision you've ever made. According to the many worlds theory, for every choice you made, there's a parallel universe where you made a different choice. For example, in one universe, you might have chosen tea over coffee this morning, or perhaps in another, you decided to become a painter instead of a physicist. The implications of this theory are vast and mind-blowing, leading to infinite possibilities and infinite versions of reality. Every moment, every decision, every quantum event creates a divergence, a new world. But here's a crucial point to remember. These aren't physical universes separated by space, but rather they exist in a mathematical sense, in the abstract realm of quantum mechanics. It's a mind-bending concept, isn't it? But how seriously should we take this theory? The many worlds theory isn't just a whimsical idea. It's rooted in quantum physics. Now, that might sound a bit intimidating, but let's break it down. First off, we need to talk about wave function. In the world of quantum physics, particles don't have definite positions until they're observed. Instead, they exist in a kind of blurry cloud of probabilities. This is what we call the wave function. It's a mathematical description of all the possible states a quantum system could be in. Picture a spinning coin. While it's in the air, it's neither heads nor tails, but a superposition of both. It's only when it lands, when we observe it, that it becomes one or the other. This is the essence of quantum superposition, the idea that a particle can exist in multiple states at once. Now, here's where things get interesting. The many worlds theory proposes that every time a quantum event happens, the universe splits. In one universe, the coin lands heads. In another, it lands tails. So instead of the wave function collapsing into one outcome when observed, as traditional quantum mechanics would have it, the many worlds theory says it continues to exist in a superposition of all possible states. The theory's originator, Hugh Everett, proposed this interpretation in the mid-20th century. He suggested that the universe constantly branches into a multitude of histories, a multiverse, if you will, where everything that could happen does happen. This is not to say that there's a universe out there where pigs fly or where the sky is neon pink. These scenarios defy the laws of physics. But there could be a universe where you wore a different shirt today, or where you took a different route to work. Of course, it's not as simple as just saying the universe splits. There's still the question of how these separate universes would interact, if at all. Would they exist in parallel, never touching, or could there be some kind of crossover? These are questions that scientists are still grappling with. There's also the issue of probability. In traditional quantum mechanics, the wave function can be used to calculate the probability of different outcomes. In the many worlds theory, all outcomes happen, so what does probability even mean? And then there's the question of testing the theory. How do we prove the existence of other universes if we can't observe them? This is perhaps the biggest challenge facing the many worlds theory. But who knows? With advances in technology and our understanding of the universe, we may one day find a way. So, the many worlds theory might sound like science fiction, but it's deeply rooted in scientific principles. It's a fascinating concept that challenges our understanding of reality and the universe and opens up a world, or should we say, worlds, of possibilities. As you can imagine, the many worlds theory isn't without its critics. The many worlds theory, while enticing in its promise of infinite possibilities, has been the subject of rigorous debate between scientists and philosophers alike. The central point of contention? The theory's lack of empirical evidence. Prominent physicists like Roger Penrose challenge the theory on the grounds of its testability. They argue that any theory, to be scientifically valid, must be falsifiable. In other words, there should be a conceivable observation or experiment that could prove the theory wrong. However, the nature of the many worlds theory makes such falsifiability almost impossible. After all, how can we empirically test for the existence of parallel universes that we cannot interact with? Another common critique lies in the theory's interpretation of quantum mechanics. The many worlds theory posits that every quantum event spawns new, parallel universes. But some physicists argue that this interpretation stretches quantum mechanics beyond its intended scope. They suggest that the theory might be an elaborate mathematical construct rather than a physical reality. The controversy isn't confined to the realm of physics. Philosophers, too, have weighed in on the debate. One key philosophical argument against the many worlds theory revolves around the concept of identity. If there are countless versions of ourselves in parallel universes, what does that mean for our sense of self? What defines us? Philosophers like Derek Parfit have explored these questions, suggesting that identity might not be as fixed as we believe. If the many worlds theory holds true, our sense of self might be more fluid, more fragmented than we're used to thinking. On the flip side, proponents of the theory suggest that these philosophical quandaries are not flaws, but rather fascinating implications of the theory. They argue that the many worlds theory, in challenging our conventional understanding of reality and identity, opens up new avenues for philosophical exploration. In the face of these debates, the many worlds theory has also found support in unexpected quarters. Some computer scientists, for instance, find the theory appealing for its potential implications in quantum computing. They believe that understanding parallel universes could pave the way for more advanced quantum algorithms. Despite these controversies, the many worlds theory continues to captivate our imagination. Its critics and supporters alike agree on one thing. The theory, with its promise of infinite parallel universes, forces us to rethink our understanding of reality, leading us down exciting, uncharted paths of scientific and philosophical inquiry. Despite these debates, the many worlds theory continues to captivate our imagination. The many worlds theory isn't just about science. It has profound philosophical and cultural implications. Let's dive into the philosophical ocean that this theory stirs up. One of the most profound questions it raises revolves around the concept of free will. If all possible outcomes of our actions exist in parallel universes, does that mean our choices are predetermined? Or do we exercise free will by the simple act of experiencing one outcome over the others? Then, there's the question of destiny. If every possible future already exists, where does that leave the traditional concept of fate? Does destiny lose its meaning? Or does it morph into something more complex, a tapestry of infinite threads, each representing a different path we could traverse? The many worlds theory also challenges our understanding of reality. We tend to think of reality as a singular shared experience. But if the many worlds theory holds true, then reality becomes a deeply personal and subjective concept. Each of us could be living in our unique universe, experiencing a reality that's just one among countless others. But the implications of the many worlds theory aren't confined to the realm of philosophy. It has also seeped into our culture, particularly in science fiction. The idea of parallel universes has long been a staple of sci-fi literature and films. It fuels our imagination, allowing us to explore what-ifs and could-have-beens. We see characters traveling between different universes, altering timelines, and grappling with the consequences of their choices across multiple realities. Think about it. Every time you watch a movie about time travel or read a book about alternate realities, you're engaging with the many worlds theory, even if indirectly. It's a testament to the theory's influence that it has become such a prominent theme in our storytelling. And it's not just in fiction. The many worlds theory has also found its way into our everyday conversations. How often do we wonder about the road not taken, or fantasize about what our lives could have been like if we'd made different choices? These thoughts, though seemingly mundane, are echoes of the many worlds theory. The many worlds theory, therefore, isn't just a scientific concept. It's a cultural and philosophical touchstone. It forces us to reconsider our notions of fate, choice, and reality. It permeates our stories, our art, and our day-to-day musings. And most importantly, it challenges us to think about reality in new and exciting ways. It's a reminder that our universe, or should we say universes, are full of endless possibilities waiting for us to explore. The many worlds theory challenges us to think about reality in new and exciting ways. So, where does this leave us with the many worlds theory? We've journeyed through the intricacies of this theory, exploring its scientific underpinnings and philosophical implications. We've seen how it challenges our understanding of reality, proposing a universe where every possibility exists simultaneously in a multitude of parallel worlds. This exploration has shown us that the many worlds theory is more than just a scientific concept. It's a lens through which we can view the world, encouraging us to consider the infinite possibilities that lie within every moment. It's also sparked fierce debates among scientists and philosophers alike. Some hail it as the most logical explanation of quantum mechanics, while others critique it for its lack of empirical evidence. But regardless of where one stands in this debate, the many worlds theory continues to captivate our collective imagination, fueling discussions and inspiring research. The enduring appeal of this theory is perhaps best explained by its ability to push the boundaries of our understanding. It invites us to question what we know about the universe and our place within it, challenging us to imagine a reality far beyond our everyday experiences. On a more personal level, it encourages introspection, prompting us to consider the paths we've chosen and those we've left untaken. It reminds us that our choices, no matter how small, can have a profound impact on the course of our lives. But perhaps most importantly, it emphasizes the inherent uncertainty of our existence. It suggests that, in the grand scheme of the universe, there are no absolutes, only possibilities. And while this may seem daunting, it's also liberating. It reminds us that we are part of a universe that is constantly evolving, forever unfolding into a multitude of potential outcomes. Whether you believe in the many worlds theory or not, it invites us to ponder the infinite possibilities of our universe. And that in itself is a fascinating journey to embark on.